Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn Commerce with Namita. I am Namita Mane. In today's video, let us discuss one example of analysis of financial statement, which is also called as ratio analysis. So this is the example of Codex Limited. The summarized financial position of Codex Limited Chembur as on 31st March 2022 disclosed the following data. So balance sheet as on 31st March 2022. So one side is liabilities and other side is assets. So in liabilities, equity, share capital, revenue, profit, bills payable, trade creditors, bank overdraft, tax payable is given. Now in assets, property, plant and equipment, stock in trade, bills receivable, trade debtors, cash at bank are given. Now there is additional information which is provided. The additional information related to the financial year 2021 and 2022 are as follow. So number 1, stock as on 1st April 2021, that means opening stock, was less by 20,000 than the stock as on 31st March 2022. So in the balance sheet, stock in trade 1,60,000 is given. That means 1,60,000 is the closing stock, and opening stock is less by 20,000 than the closing stock. That means 1,60,000 is the closing stock, so less 20,000. So 1,40,000 is the opening stock on 1st April 2021. Next is cash turnover is 32,700, returns inward 6,300, and credit turnover is 5,73,600. Okay, now what we have to calculate? You are required to calculate current ratio, liquid ratio and stock turnover ratio. Okay, so this is the balance sheet of Codex Limited Chembur, and after observing this balance sheet, we have to calculate current ratio, liquid ratio, stock turnover ratio. Now each ratio is having the particular formula. As per the formula, we are going to solve the current ratio, then liquid ratio and stock turnover ratio. Okay, so let's solve the example. First, number 1, calculation of current ratio. So current ratio is equals to current assets upon current liabilities. Okay, now in this question, in asset side, in balance sheet, we need to identify first current assets, and in liability we need to identify current liabilities. Now in asset, first is property, plant and equipment, that is 3,40,000. This is not a current asset. Why? Because plant, property are fixed assets, so we cannot take 3,40,000 in the calculation of current asset. So stock in trade is current asset, stock in trade current asset, stock in trade, bills receivable, trade debtors and cash at bank are current asset. So we will take stock in trade 1,60,000, bills receivable 58,200, trade debtors 2,14,700 and cash at bank 27,100 as current assets. So here stock in trade, that is 1,60,000, bills receivable Okay, so bills receivable is 58,200. Then we have trade debtors 2,14,700 and cash at bank 27,100. Trade debtors 2,14,700. Cash at bank is 27,100. So this is what, these are all current assets. Okay, so total, add all these current assets, 1,60,000 plus 58,200 plus 2,14,700 plus 27,100, the total is 4,60,000. 4,60,000. So this is our current assets. The total of current assets is 4,60,000. Now next we have to find current liabilities. Current liabilities. Now take the current liabilities from the balance sheet. So equity, share capital and revenue profits are not current liabilities. So bills payable, trade creditors, bank overdraft, tax payable are current liabilities. So bills payable 21,000, trade creditors 1,20,000, bank overdraft 50,000, then tax payable 9,000. So these all are our current liabilities. Bills payable, $21,000, then trade creditors 1,20,000, bank overdraft 50,000, tax payable is 9,000. So add all this. So we get 21,000 plus 1,20,000 plus 50,000 plus 9,000, 2 lakh rupees. 2 lakhs is our current liabilities. Now put these values of current assets and current liabilities in the formula, that is calculation of current ratio is equals to current assets upon current liabilities. So therefore current ratio is equals to current assets upon current liabilities. So current asset total is 4,60,000. 4,60,000 upon 2 lakh. So we get the answer 2.3 as to 1. Okay. So this 0 get cancelled. 20 ones are 20, 2s are 40 point, then 3s are 46. Okay, so we get the current ratio as 2.3 as to 1. So therefore current ratio is equals to 2.3 as to 1. This is our current ratio. Now after current ratio we need to calculate liquid ratio. Now liquid ratio formula is second calculation of liquid ratio. Calculation of liquid ratio. Now liquid ratio formula is liquid assets upon liquid liabilities. Okay, liquid ratio is equals to liquid assets upon liquid liabilities. Now to find liquid ratio, we have liquid assets upon liquid liabilities. So first need to find liquid assets. So liquid asset means what? Current assets minus stock, and liquid liabilities is equals to current liabilities minus bank overdraft. Okay, so for calculation of liquid ratio we need liquid assets upon liquid liabilities. Okay, so for liquid asset is what? Current asset minus stock, and liquid liabilities current liabilities minus bank overdraft. Now so we have the total of current assets. Okay, so now here see here for liquid assets we will not take stock in trade, that is 1,60,000 we will not take. So liquid assets is bills receivables, then stock in debtors, trade debtors and cash at bank. Or we can do this also. Now here we have current assets total. Current assets total is how much? For liquid asset current assets total is 4,60,000. Okay, 4,60,000. In 4,60,000 stock in trade is also included. So simply less stock in trade. The amount of stock in trade is how much? 1,60,000. So we get 4,60,000 minus 1,60,000, 3 lakh rupees is a liquid assets. Now same goes for liquid liabilities. Liquid liabilities is equals to what? Current liabilities. Now what is the total of current liabilities? Current liability is 2 lakh rupees. Now this current liabilities includes bank overdraft value also. So total of current liability is 2 lakh minus bank overdraft. So value of bank overdraft is 50,000 less 50,000. So we get 2 lakh minus 50,000, 1,50,000. This is our liquid liabilities. Okay, now so liquid asset is 3 lakh and liquid liability is 1,50,000. So therefore liquid ratio is equals to liquid asset upon liquid liabilities. So liquid assets total is 3 lakh rupees upon liquid ratio, the total of liquid ratio is 1,50,000. So this zero gets cancelled. 5 3s are 15, 5 6 are 30. So 3 1s are 3 2s are 6. So 2:1 is the ratio of liquid asset. So therefore liquid ratio is equals to 2:1. Okay, so now in this way you have to calculate the liquid ratio. You just need to remember the formulas. Formulas are very important. Now after liquid ratio we need to find stock turnover ratio. Okay, stock turnover ratio. Now for calculation of stock turnover ratio, third is last ratio, we need to find calculation of stock turnover ratio. Now stock turnover ratio formula is net sales upon average stock. Okay, so this is the formula for calculation of stock turnover ratio. Stock turnover ratio, that is net sales upon average stock. Now here in this example we need to calculate net sale and we need to calculate average stock. So for calculation of net sale and calculation of average stock, we need, for average stock we need opening stock and closing stock. For calculation of net sale we need cash turnover, sales return inward and credit turnover, which is given in the additional information. Okay, so first we'll find net sales. So in working note first write calculation of net sales. So for calculation of net sale, what is given in the question? Cash turnover, okay, returns inward and credit turnover. First is cash turnover. Cash turnover amount is given 32,700. 32,700. Then next is given return inward. This we have to less. It is return inwards. So first next is what? Credit turnover. Amount is 5,73,600. Okay. So credit turnover is equals to 5,73,600. Total sales is equals to, add these two things, total sales. So add 5,73,600 plus 32,700, we get 6,06,300. Okay, from this 6,06,300 less returns inward. So less return inward, amount of return inward is 6,300. 6,300. So total net sale is equals to, therefore net sales is equals to 6 lakh rupees. This is our net sales. Okay. Now next we have to find calculation of average stock. Calculation of average stock. So to find average stock, we need the formula of average stock is what? Opening stock plus closing stock. Opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. Okay. Now here for opening stock and for closing stock, in question additional information is given, that is stock as on 1st April 2021 was less by rupees 20,000 than the stock as on 31st March 2022. So this is the balance sheet as on 31st March 2022. So in assets side there is stock in trade. Amount of stock in trade is 1,60,000. So this 1,60,000 is what? Closing stock. So it is saying that from this closing stock 20,000 is less. So remaining balance will be our opening stock. So closing stock, okay, stock value of or amount of stock in trade as on 31st March 2022 is 1,60,000. Okay, and it is saying that stock on 1st April 2021 is less by 20,000. That means less by 20,000, as less by 20,000 than stock on 31st March 2022. That means 1,60,000 minus 20,000 is equals to 1,40,000. So this is our opening stock. So now put the value as per this formula, opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. So 1,40,000 plus 1,60,000 upon 2. We get 1,40,000 plus 1,60,000, we get 3 lakh upon 2, that is 1,50,000. So 1,50,000 is our average stock. Okay, so now as per the formula of stock turnover ratio, that is net sale upon average stock, we got the we did the calculation of net sale. So amount of net sale is 6 lakh rupees. Average stock, the calculation of average stock is here. Average stock we got final 1,50,000. So put the values as per the formula, that is stock turnover ratio is equals to net sales upon average stock. So net sale is 6 lakh rupees upon average stock is 1,50,000 is equals to, if we divide this, the answer is 4. So stock turnover ratio is 4 times. Therefore, stock turnover ratio is equals to 4 times. Okay. So in this way you have to find the ratio of stock turnover ratio. So here we calculated the credit ratio, current ratio, liquid ratio and stock turnover ratio. So in this way you have to calculate calculation of current ratio, then calculation of liquid ratio, then calculation of stock turnover ratio. I hope you have understood today's lecture. Please subscribe my YouTube channel, like and share the video, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the latest notification. Thank you.